Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is episode 13 of Noob To Pro, a series where I teach you all the math concepts you need to know to become a math wizard. This episode, we are going to be learning about multiples with a brief on HCF and LCM, which are two concepts which we will learn in later episodes. So first, what are multiples? In the previous episode, we did factors, and those are numbers that result as a whole number when being the divisor for a specific dividend. So I will just take the example 100 divided by 5, 5 being the divisor, and it was a factor of 100 because 100 divided by 5 gives you 20. So 20 is a whole number, so 5 is a factor of 100, and that's what we did in the previous episode. But in this episode we are doing multiples, and they are basically the same but they are reversed. Factors were divisors, multiples are dividends. So take an example of 25 being the multiple. 25 is a multiple of 5 because 25 divided by 5 is not the multiple, 25 is the multiple, and that gives a whole answer. Think of it as factors, which are divisors, and multiples are dividends. The actual explanation for multiples are like in the multiplication grid that I had shared for the previous episodes, multiplication, division, and all that. You have like 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 4, 2 times 5, and whatever the answers for those are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, those are all multiples. But this is just a simple explanation, but that is what they actually are. In the 2 grid, 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 4, 2 times 5, 2 times 6, 2 times 7, 2 times 8, 2 times like that. Whatever the answers are, those are multiples of 2. But this is just a simple explanation, but that is what it actually is. So we are just going to start off with the examples. We first have is 139, a multiple of 7. So we are actually going to do what we had done for the factors. We learned the division rules. So we are actually just going to be using those. We are going to be imagining if 7 is a factor. Instead of thinking is 139 a multiple of 7, we are going to be saying is 7 a factor of 139. We can just do this instead, and that's how we are going to solve this. So if you remember, for 7, the divisibility rule is hard, but we're going to do it. So we have 139, we're going to split it, multiply this by 2 and get 18. Now we're going to take the greater number, which is 18 minus 13. We're going to swap this, and that gives us 5, and 5 is not divisible by 7, so we can say that 139 is not a multiple. Now let's move on to the next question. Is 792 a multiple of 4? So if you remember, for 4, what you want to do, keep last 2 digits, tens and ones, cross out everything else. And now 94, we can try dividing this by 4. So I'm going to get the division set up over here. I'm going to put 92 over here, I'm going to put 4 over here. We don't need to find any answer, so I'm just going to do that. Now we subtract 8, that gives 1, put the 2 down, we can subtract 12, and that will give us 0. And since we reach 0, that means 92 is divisible by 4. So 792, the whole number, is a multiple. 792 is a multiple. And I'm going to now go on to our third example, the final one. Is 1390 a multiple of 13? So for this one, we are going to be just dividing it by 13, because obviously we have not done any rule for 13. So we are just going to try dividing 1390 over divided by 13, no answer. So we can subtract 13 and get 0. So I'm going to just leave us with 90. Now from 90, we can do 13 times 2, which is 26. We can times this by 2 as well. That's times 4 in total, that is 52. We can times this by 2, which is times 8 in total, which gives us 104. And I think we can just subtract 26 from this. 104 minus 20 gives us 84. And what are we doing? I'm just going to write it. What I'm thinking we can do here is 13 times 6. So we can just do 13 times 3, which is 39. And we can do 39 times 2, which will give us 78. So we can subtract 78 from this, which will give us 12. And now since we have 12, we are going to be getting decimal answer. So 1390 is not a multiple of 13. Now we have learned what multiples are. It's time to go into the brief about HCF and LCM. So HCF is also referred to as GCD or GCF, but it's all the same. It stands for the highest or greatest common factor or divisor. Factors and divisors are basically the same in this, and highest and greatest are just synonyms. So let's say we have two numbers. HCF is the highest common factor between both of them. Let's say we have 4 and 6. 2 is a factor for both of them, and it's the highest factor. If you see all the factors and see which ones are common, 2 is the highest one. It's actually the only common factor except 1, but you don't count 1. Unless the numbers are prime, but that's for later. So HCF is the highest common factor between both of those numbers. And LCM, it stands for the lowest common multiple. What we just did, LCM is the lowest one out of the common multiples between two numbers. And we will learn how to find the HCF and LCM in later episodes. Actually, the next episode is about HCF. So first, in your test, explain LCM. So you have to explain what LCM is. Then 2, check if 2341 is a multiple of 7. It might be, it might not. And same for question 3, you have to check if 6724 is a multiple of 4. This one, again, it might be, it might not. So you know the drill, you comment the answers in the comment section and I will give you the feedback. Episode 14, HCF, you already know. It comes out this Thursday, which is the 4th of September 2025. Thanks for watching.